people believe their life changes in one big moment, one lucky day, one huge opportunity, one powerful decision. But real change almost never happens like that. Real change happens quietly. It happens in small moments that nobody notices. A new thought, a better habit, a calmer reaction, a stronger mindset. And slowly, those small moments begin creating a completely different person. The problem is that most people never train their mind to grow. They train their mind to survive. Every day, they wake up already tired. They check their phone immediately. They fill their brain with noise before the day even begins. Bad news, stress, comparison, fear, pressure. And after some time, the brain becomes heavy. Not because life is impossible, but because the mind never gets real rest, never gets real clarity, never gets real direction. This is why many people feel lost even when nothing is technically wrong. They continue living, they continue working, they continue moving through life, but inside they feel disconnected from themselves. Their focus becomes weaker. Their motivation disappears. Even small tasks start feeling difficult. And slowly, they begin believing this is normal. But it is not normal. Your brain was not designed to live in constant noise. Your mind was not designed to stay under pressure every second of the day. Your brain needs space. Your brain needs calmness. Your brain needs healthy energy. And once you begin giving your brain the right habits, everything starts changing. Not overnight, but slowly and powerfully. You begin thinking more clearly. You stop reacting emotionally to everything. Your confidence becomes stronger. Your focus becomes sharper. Your emotions become more balanced. And something very important starts happening. You begin feeling alive again. Most people are searching for motivation, but motivation is not the real problem. A tired brain cannot stay motivated. A stressed mind cannot stay focused. An exhausted person cannot build a peaceful life. That is why the first step is not pushing yourself harder. The first step is rebuilding your mind, because when the brain becomes stronger, life becomes lighter. You handle problems differently. You speak differently. You think differently. Even your energy changes. And the beautiful thing is this: you do not need to become a completely different person. You only need small daily improvements, tiny habits repeated consistently. That is how transformation really happens. Quietly, slowly, naturally. Think about someone who trains their body. They do not become strong after one workout. They become strong after repeating simple actions for months. The brain works the same way. Every thought affects your mind. Every habit shapes your future. Every environment influences your energy. And every day, your brain is either becoming stronger or weaker. There is no middle position. Now imagine waking up every morning with a calm mind. Imagine having clear thoughts instead of confusion. Imagine speaking with confidence instead of fear. Imagine feeling mentally strong instead of emotionally exhausted. That life is possible. But it starts with understanding one important truth. Your brain is your greatest power. If your brain becomes healthy, your life becomes healthier. If your thinking becomes stronger, your future becomes stronger. Most people spend years trying to change their outside world. More money, more success, more recognition. But they ignore the thing controlling all of it, the mind. And this is why even successful people sometimes feel unhappy, because external success cannot fix an exhausted brain. Peace does not come from outside. It starts inside. A calm mind creates a better life. A disciplined mind creates a successful life, and a healthy brain creates a powerful future. So during this journey together, you are not only improving your English, you are also rebuilding your thinking. You are training your focus. You are learning how to protect your energy, and slowly you are becoming mentally stronger than before, not through pressure, not through perfection, but through understanding. Because once a person understands their mind, everything begins changing. And the first thing you must understand is this: your daily habits are shaping your brain more than you realize. Every single day, your brain is listening to your habits, even when you are not paying attention. The way you wake up, the things you watch, the people around you, the food you eat, the thoughts you repeat. All of these things are slowly programming your mind. That is why two people can live in the same world but experience completely different lives. One person feels hopeful, the other feels exhausted. One person keeps growing, the other feels stuck. And many times the difference is not intelligence. The difference is mental environment. Most people protect their phone more carefully than their brain. They charge their devices every night. They update their apps. They protect their battery. But they allow stress, fear, negativity, and noise to enter their mind every single day. And after some time, they wonder why they feel mentally weak. Your brain absorbs everything around you. That is why your environment matters so much. If you spend all day around negative energy, your thinking becomes negative. If you constantly consume fear, your brain starts expecting problems everywhere. If you stay around people who complain all the time, your mind slowly becomes heavy too. Energy spreads quietly, thoughts spread quietly, mindsets spread quietly. This is why protecting your brain is one of the most important skills in life. You cannot allow every voice to live inside your head. You cannot allow every opinion to control your emotions. And you cannot allow constant noise to destroy your peace. Now understand something very important. A calm person is not weak. A calm person is powerful, because calmness means control. Most people lose energy reacting to everything. Small problems destroy their mood. Small criticism ruins their confidence. Small delays create frustration. But mentally strong people learn something different. They learn how to protect their inner peace. Not because life is easy, but because they understand that a peaceful brain thinks better, and a better mind creates better decisions. Think about a lake. When the water is moving violently, you cannot see clearly inside it. But when the water becomes calm, everything becomes visible. The human mind works exactly the same way. A stressed brain becomes cloudy. A calm brain becomes clear. This is why silence is so important. Modern life is full of noise, notifications, videos, arguments, pressure, constant stimulation. People are always consuming something, but very few people spend time listening to themselves. Very few people sit quietly with their own thoughts. And because of this, they lose connection with their inner voice. They stop understanding what they truly feel. They stop understanding what they truly want. That is dangerous, because a person without self-awareness becomes easily controlled by the world. That is why mentally strong people create quiet moments intentionally. Sometimes they walk without music. Sometimes they sit without distractions. Sometimes they simply breathe and observe their thoughts. And during those quiet moments, something powerful happens. The brain begins resetting itself. Clarity slowly returns. Emotions settle down. Ideas become clearer. This is also why nature feels so healing. When you walk near trees, when you hear birds, when you feel fresh air, your brain relaxes naturally. Nature reminds the mind how peace feels. But many people spend their entire life disconnected from it. They wake up indoors, work indoors, rest indoors, And slowly, their mind becomes disconnected from natural calmness. Even 10 minutes outside can change your energy. Even a short, peaceful walk can refresh your brain. Small moments matter more than people realize. Now connect this to your future. If you continue feeding your brain stress every day, your future will feel heavy. But if you begin feeding your mind peace, focus, positivity, and healthy habits, your future slowly transforms. Because the quality of your life depends heavily on the quality of your mind, and the quality of your mind depends heavily on what you feed it daily. So ask yourself honestly, what is your brain consuming every day? Fear or growth noise or peace, negativity or learning, distraction or focus? Because every day your habits are quietly creating the person you will become. And once you understand that, you stop living carelessly. You begin protecting your mind like something valuable, because it is valuable. Your brain controls your emotions, your choices, your confidence, your future. Everything begins there. And the moment you start taking care of your mind seriously, your entire life begins moving in a new direction. But taking care of your brain does not mean living a perfect life. It does not mean you must become serious all the time. It does not mean you must remove every problem from your life. That is impossible. Real brain strength is built in simple, daily choices. One of the most powerful choices is movement. When your body stays still for too long, your mind becomes slow. Your thoughts become heavy, your energy goes down, and even simple work starts feeling difficult. This is why a short walk can change your whole mood. You step outside, you breathe fresh air, you move your body, and suddenly your brain starts waking up again. You do not need an expensive gym. You do not need a perfect routine. You only need to move. Walk for 10 minutes, stretch your body, take the stairs, clean your room, stand up from your chair. Small movement tells your brain that life is active again. And when the body moves, the mind also moves. Many people wait until they feel motivated before they take action. But the truth is, action often creates motivation. You start small, then your energy rises, then your focus returns, then your confidence becomes stronger. This is why one small step is so powerful. It breaks the feeling of being stuck. It tells your brain, I am not trapped. I can move, I can choose, I can begin again. And sometimes that is all you need. One small beginning. Another powerful habit is sleep. Many people treat sleep like it is not important. They stay awake late. They scroll their phone at night. They watch one more video. They answer one more message. And slowly their brain becomes exhausted. A tired brain cannot think clearly. A tired brain cannot learn well. A tired brain cannot control emotions strongly. When you do not sleep well, everything becomes harder. Your patience becomes weaker. Your focus becomes shorter. Your memory becomes slower. Even your confidence can feel lower, not because you are weak, but because your brain is asking for rest. Sleep is not laziness. Sleep is repair. While you sleep, your brain organizes memories. It clears mental noise. It prepares you for a new day. That is why a good night of sleep can make life feel completely different. Problems that felt impossible at night can feel manageable in the morning. Fear becomes smaller. Clarity becomes stronger. Energy returns. So protect your sleep. Do not give your best nighttime hours to endless scrolling. Do not let your phone steal your peace before rest. Give your brain darkness. Give your brain quiet. Give your brain permission to slow down, because a rested brain is a powerful brain, and a powerful brain can build a better life. Now, there is another habit that many people ignore. Food, what you eat, is not only feeding your body, it is feeding your brain. Every meal sends a message to your mind. Heavy food can make you slow. Too much sugar can make your energy rise and fall quickly. Too much junk can make your focus weak. But clean, simple food gives your brain stable power. Fruits, vegetables, water nuts, simple home food. These things may not look exciting, but they help your mind stay clear. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be more aware. Drink more water. Choose one better meal. Avoid eating only for comfort. Ask yourself, will this food help my brain or make it tired? That one question can change many choices, because a strong mind needs strong fuel. If you want better focus, better memory, better speaking, better discipline, you must respect the body that carries your brain. Your mind and body are not separate. They work together. When your body is weak, your mind struggles. When your body is cared for, your mind becomes stronger. This is also important for English learners. When your brain is fresh, you understand faster. You remember words more easily. You speak with more confidence. But when you are tired, hungry, dehydrated, or stressed, even simple English can feel difficult. So do not blame yourself too quickly. Sometimes the problem is not your ability. Sometimes your brain simply needs care. It needs rest. It needs movement. It needs water. It needs peace. And when you give it these things, your learning becomes easier. Your confidence becomes more natural. Your voice becomes calmer, and your progress becomes more consistent. This is how real growth happens. Not by forcing yourself every day, but by supporting yourself every day. Because your brain is not your enemy. Your brain is your partner. And when you treat it with respect, it begins working with you, not against you. There is another powerful way to make your brain stronger, and it begins with what you allow your mind to hear. Every sound around you has an effect. The voices you listen to, the music you play, the videos you watch, the conversations you repeat in your head. All of them enter your brain quietly and slowly. They shape your emotional world. This is why music can change your mood so quickly. A sad song can make an old memory feel alive again. A calm sound can relax your breathing. An energetic rhythm can make your body want to move. Sound has power. And when you understand this power, you begin using it wisely. You stop listening to things that make your mind heavier. You stop filling your brain with anger, fear, and sadness all day. You begin choosing sounds that support your future. Calm music when you need peace. Positive words when you need strength. Soft background sound when you need focus. Silence when your mind needs rest. Many people are careful about what they eat, but they are careless about what they hear. They do not realize that the brain also consumes sound, and just like unhealthy food can make the body tired, unhealthy sound can make the mind tired. So begin asking yourself, what am I feeding my brain through my ears? Is this sound helping me, or is it pulling me down? This question is simple, but it can protect your peace. For English learners, this is even more powerful, because listening is one of the fastest ways to train the brain. When you listen to simple English every day, your brain starts becoming familiar with the rhythm of the language. You begin noticing how words connect, how sentences flow, how emotions are expressed. At first, you may not understand everything, and that is okay. Your brain is still learning. Your ears are still training. Your confidence is still growing. Do not force yourself to understand every word. Just listen consistently. Let English become normal in your life. Listen while walking. Listen while cleaning. Listen before sleeping. Listen during quiet moments. The goal is not pressure. The goal is exposure, because the more your brain hears English, the less foreign it feels, and slowly, something beautiful happens. Words begin sounding natural. Sentences become easier to follow. Your speaking becomes smoother. Your fear becomes smaller. This is how children learn language. They listen first. They hear the same sounds again and again, and slowly those sounds become part of them. You can use the same power even as an adult. Your brain can still learn. Your brain can still adapt. Your brain can still grow. But it needs repetition. It needs patience. It needs a calm environment. That is why you must stop attacking yourself for slow progress. Progress is not always visible. Sometimes your brain is learning quietly in the background. Sometimes you feel like nothing is happening. But inside your mind, new connections are being built. One day, a sentence you heard many times will suddenly come out of your mouth naturally. One day, a word you struggled to remember will appear at the right moment. One day, you will understand a conversation faster than before, and you will realize that your quiet practice was working all along. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. 1 hour once a month will not change your brain, but 10 minutes every day can change everything. Small listening, small reading, small speaking, small writing, repeated again and again. That is how fluency grows, not through stress, not through panic, not through shame, but through gentle daily contact with the language your brain loves. What becomes familiar. So make English familiar. Put English around you, not as a burden, but as a part of your normal day. Read a short paragraph. Repeat one useful sentence. Describe what you see. Think one simple thought in English. Say one line with confidence. Small actions may look weak, but they are not weak. They are training your brain. Every time you repeat a sentence, your brain remembers the pattern. Every time you listen carefully, your ear becomes sharper. Every time you speak, even alone, your confidence becomes stronger. And every time you continue, after feeling tired, you build discipline. This is the deeper lesson. You are not only learning English, you are learning how to stay with a goal. You are learning how to keep going without immediate results. You are learning how to trust slow growth, and this ability will help you in every part of life, because every meaningful goal requires patience. A strong mind does not quit just because results are slow. A strong mind understands that invisible progress is still progress. A strong mind keeps planting seeds even when the tree has not appeared yet. So keep feeding your brain the right sounds. Keep giving your mind simple English. Keep choosing peace over noise. Keep choosing growth over distraction. And slowly your brain will begin to change. Your listening will become better. Your thinking will become clearer. Your speaking will become stronger. And your confidence will become deeper. As you reach the end of this journey together, there is one important thing you must remember. Your life does not change in one dramatic moment. It changes in quiet, daily moments that most people ignore. A better thought, a calmer reaction, a healthier habit, a stronger decision. These small actions may look unimportant at first, but repeated every day, they slowly create a completely different future. Most people spend years waiting for motivation. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect mood, the perfect opportunity. But life keeps moving while they continue waiting. And one day they look back and realize they spent too much time preparing to live instead of actually living. That is why the real secret is not perfection. The real secret is consistency. Small progress repeated daily becomes powerful. Even a tiny improvement matters. Reading one page matters. Learning one new sentence matters. Taking one peaceful walk matters. Drinking more water matters. Sleeping earlier matters. Meditating for 5 minutes matters. Everything matters because every small action sends a message to your brain. And slowly, your brain begins believing a new story about who you are. Many people unknowingly repeat negative stories in their mind every single day. I am not good enough. I learn too slowly. I always fail. I cannot change. And after hearing these thoughts again and again, the brain starts accepting them as truth. But thoughts repeated consistently become beliefs, and beliefs shape reality. This is why you must become careful with the words you repeat inside your mind. Your brain is always listening. If you speak to yourself with hopelessness, your energy becomes weak. If you constantly focus on fear, your confidence disappears. But when you begin speaking differently, your brain slowly changes too. Instead of saying, I cannot do this, say I am still learning. Instead of saying I always fail, say I am improving step by step. Instead of saying my progress is too slow, say slow. Progress is still progress. Simple changes, but powerful changes, because your inner voice becomes your mental environment, and your mental environment shapes your future. Now think about how many people spend their whole life disconnected from themselves, always busy, always distracted, always consuming noise, but never truly understanding their own mind. They know what is happening in the world, but they do not know what is happening inside themselves. And because of this, they feel lost even when life looks normal from the outside. This is why self-awareness is powerful. When you begin understanding your thoughts, your habits, and your emotions, everything changes. You stop reacting automatically. You stop living unconsciously. You begin choosing your actions more carefully. And that is where real transformation begins. A strong life is built by a strong mind, not by luck, not by shortcuts, not by pretending to be perfect, but by learning how to guide your own thoughts and energy in a healthier direction. And this takes patience. Real growth is quiet. Sometimes you will improve without even noticing. Sometimes your confidence will become stronger slowly. Sometimes your thinking will become calmer slowly. Sometimes your English will improve slowly. But slow growth is still growth. Never underestimate quiet improvement. A tree does not grow loudly, but day by day it becomes stronger. And the same thing happens inside the human mind. Your habits are creating your future even when you cannot see immediate results. This is why discipline is more powerful than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel inspired. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel excited. Some days you feel empty. That is normal. Human emotions change constantly, but discipline continues even when emotions change. Discipline says, I will continue anyway. I will practice anyway. I will try again anyway. And this mindset changes everything because successful people are not always more talented. Many times, they simply continue longer than others. They protect their focus. They protect their habits. They protect their peace. And slowly, their life becomes stronger. You can do the same thing, not by changing your entire life in one day, but by changing one habit at a time. One healthier morning routine. One calmer evening. One better thought. One stronger decision. Little by little, your identity begins changing. And eventually, the things that once felt difficult begin feeling natural. This is how confidence is built, not through pretending, but through repeated action. Every time you continue practicing English, you build confidence. Every time you speak, despite fear, you build confidence. Every time you protect your peace, instead of reacting emotionally, you build confidence. Confidence is not something people are born with. Confidence is built through experience. And your brain remembers those experiences. That is why every small victory matters, even if nobody else notices it. Maybe today you understood more English than before. Maybe today you controlled your emotions better. Maybe today you chose rest instead of stress. Maybe today you believed in yourself a little more. These moments matter deeply because transformation is happening beneath the surface. Now let us talk honestly about failure. Many people become afraid of failure because they think failure means weakness. But failure is not weakness. Failure is information. Failure teaches you what needs improvement. Failure teaches patience. Failure teaches resilience. Every strong person you admire has failed many times quietly. The difference is they did not stop. They learned, they adapted, they continued, and eventually their persistence became success. So if your journey feels slow, do not panic. If your English is not perfect, do not quit. If your progress feels invisible, do not lose hope. Your brain is still changing. Your habits are still working. Your consistency is still building something valuable inside you. Most people quit too early. They stop before the results become visible. But a person who continues calmly, patiently, consistently, eventually reaches a completely different level. This is why patience is one of the greatest strengths a human being can develop. Patience protects your mind from frustration. Patience allows your brain to stay calm during slow progress. Patience gives your habits enough time to create real change. And when patience combines with consistency, transformation becomes unavoidable. Now imagine your future if you continue taking care of your brain. Imagine waking up with clearer thoughts. Imagine feeling emotionally stronger. Imagine speaking English naturally and confidently. Imagine reacting calmly instead of emotionally. Imagine feeling mentally peaceful instead of constantly stressed. That future is possible, not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you become mentally stronger. A strong brain changes how you experience life. Problems still exist. Difficult days still happen. Stress still appears sometimes. But your relationship with those challenges changes. You stop collapsing under pressure. You stop losing yourself so easily. You become more stable, more aware, more disciplined, more peaceful. And these qualities improve every part of life. Your relationships improve, your learning improves, your communication improves, your confidence improves, even your physical energy improves because the mind and body always work together. That is why protecting your mental health is not selfish. It is necessary. Rest is necessary. Peace is necessary. Healthy habits are necessary. Your brain carries you through every moment of your life, so treat it with care, treat it with respect. Do not constantly feed it stress, negativity, and exhaustion. Feed it learning. Feed it peace. Feed it good thoughts. Feed it healthy routines. Feed it hope, because hope is powerful. A hopeful brain keeps trying. A hopeless brain gives up. And hope does not mean pretending life is easy. Hope means believing improvement is possible, even during difficult seasons, even during slow progress, even during lonely moments. Never forget this: the human brain is incredibly powerful. It can adapt, it can heal, it can learn, it can rebuild. No matter how stuck you feel right now, your future is not fixed. You can still grow, you can still change, you can still become stronger, but it starts with daily decisions, quiet decisions nobody else sees. The decision to continue learning, the decision to protect your peace, the decision to rest properly, the decision to believe in long-term growth, the decision to not quit on yourself. And those small decisions repeated over time create extraordinary lives. So from this day forward, begin paying attention to your mind. Protect your energy carefully. Choose your habits wisely. Speak to yourself kindly. Be patient with your progress. And continue moving forward step by step. Because the strongest transformations are usually the quietest ones. One day you will look back and realize something beautiful. The person you wanted to become was slowly being created during all those small, ordinary days, during the quiet practice, during the difficult mornings, during the moments you continued despite feeling tired. That is where your future was being built. And even now, while listening to these words, your journey is still continuing. Your brain is still learning. Your confidence is still growing. Your future is still being shaped. So keep going. Stay patient. Stay consistent. Stay hopeful. Because your mind is more